have a little bit of bad news for you. We did not win the huge jackpot.
Yeah, not many people did.
No, I think they said you had a better chance of being struck by lightning while hugging a panda than winning the jackpot.
Nice.
Yeah. Like, I have a feeling like hugging a panda sounds cute and cuddly, but I have a feeling they're a little more dangerous than what they look.
Okay.
Yes. But anyway, so I think the thing is, like, I know we had, it's sort of fun, like, right? We play maybe a couple tickets when it gets really big, but it's really just to dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd spent all the money in my head already.
You had all of it?
Yeah, all of your money because I didn't play.
You didn't play, right? But if we won the big jackpot, you would assume that you would.
I get a cut.
You'd get a cut?
Mm-hmm. And I can help you spend yours.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And so what were some of the dreams?
Hear me out. Backyard resort.
Okay, what does a backyard resort mean to you?
Okay. Picture this. You buy property, a couple hundred acres.
200 acres.
A couple hundred.
Couple hundred, okay.
Maybe more than 200.
That's a big backyard.
I got dreams.
You got dreams. Okay, tell us your dreams.
Okay. At the back of the property, a giant lake. Your own private lake. For boating, have a little trampoline out there, have a zip line that goes over across it, a nice little dock to go fishing off of, take
Loving
your boat
so
out
far.
there. Yes.
Yes.
And then...
Wait, is this like a big lake for context? Like, are we...
This is a pretty decent size lake. This is like you can go tubing.
Okay, so you'd have a big boat motor.
Yes.
Not a little trolling motor.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Anyways, then... Obviously, at like the more front of the property, you'd have your house. It'd be big. You know, there'd be a second master for me.
There'd be a second. Okay, yes. So you're not moving out yet.
Not yet.
Dream.
No. Not in this dream. Because eventually, later on in the dream, you'd build a house for me on the other side of the lake.
Okay. On the other side.
On the other side.
Hundreds of acres away.
Yes.
Okay.
Because then we would just drive little golf carts or ATVs.
Like a family compound.
Yes.
Okay. Who else? Like, where are your brothers at?
They could be like on, okay, your house, my house, and then your sons could be like on the opposite sides of the lake, you know?
Okay.
You seeing the vision?
I've got the vision.
Yes, okay. And then in between the lake and your house, a resort style vibe, you know, like you got the pool in the middle. You had to get to the pool by walking over a little bridge that goes over the lazy river that goes all around.
There's a lazy river in this dream.
Yes, it goes all around the yard, all around. It's a big lazy river. And then of course, like in between the little lazy river and the pool, there's a swim up tiki bar, but you can swim up from like all sides of it.
All sides of it.
'Cause like you can get to it from the pool, you can get to it from the lazy river. Yes.
So you can actually stop in the lazy river.
Yes.
To go to the tiki bar.
Yes.
Because I need to refill my water with lemon.
Yes, and I need to get a margarita. Okay. Or coffee.
Or coffee, one of those. Okay.
And then somewhere else, this part is a little not too far planned out. There's going to be like a waterfall wall, you know? And it's going to go into a koi pond.
A waterfall into a koi pond?
Yes.
Okay. This is a very specific dream that you have with our jackpot money that we did not win.
Yep.
And when I say our, I mean my.
There would also
dad's.
be like a giant like water park size water slide into the lake.
A water slide into the lake.
Yeah, because
Okay.
obviously you don't want to ruin the aesthetic of your pool.
Okay.
So it'd be this water slide into the lake instead of water slide into your
With
pool.
the murky bottom that you don't enjoy touching.
Okay, well, it would be deep.
It wouldn't be deep and it wouldn't be murky
would
in your
be.
dream.
It would be deep.
It would
I
be
wouldn't be
deep.
touching the floor.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
All right. I'm picturing it.
I don't think you are picturing it. Not the way that I'm picturing it. In my brain, the way I'm picturing it, it's perfect, and that doesn't exist.
Okay, murky bottoms of lakes do not exist
No.
in your dream. Fair enough. So, I love it. You said a big house. I'm assuming we're not cleaning it. Do we have
Well,
enough
if
money
you-
left over with this dream to like?
You would probably have enough left over to hire someone to clean.
Okay. Okay. So to me, the whole concepts of, that dreaming before, the drawing and stuff, I think it, at least for me, it allows me to think about what it is I really would like. Right? If we
She's
had a
gonna
magic
say
wand,
something about charity and donating and investing, and yes, obviously, if I had actually won, or if you had actually won,
let's be clear who played and
maybe I'll start playing. Okay, maybe I'll win the next one.
Yeah,
Chill out.
Okay.
That's like the more realistic side of it. That's not the dreaming. I'm not saying that we would ever do this if one of us won.
Right, because the donations and charity would be important.
Yeah.
I mean, that's do that first.
Yes.
And
then the fun things.
and then the investment to ensure that we could pay the taxes.
I already said
I
the
know the
investment.
realities, these adult realities
Right. Those are not included in my dreams.
in your dreams.
Just let me picture my dreams. The reality can come once the reality actually happens.
Well, and I wonder with some of that, if that's what happens, like people win money, because you always hear not all of them, but many of them go broke and so forth because
A lot of them get sued.
Really?
Yeah. That's what I've heard.
Oh.
Like people from life who think that they deserve a cut.
No.
Or they feel that you've done them wrong some way so that they're going to come after you for money. If I won, nobody would know. There would be signs. There would be signs. The mansion on a giant private lake. Yes, there would be signs. But I would never confirm.
You would never confirm. Well, yeah, because lawsuits would be a dream killer. But I think just that process of thinking about what you would do if you had endless money, right? To me, that's what is it that we're really wanting? Like when I hear you say that, it's almost like you want the frills, and you speak very clearly. Water sports, being around the water,
quality
is important
time,
for us.
and I think that when it comes down to it, we talk family compound. I think when it comes down to it, it's like the dream is to have a place where family can gather and hang out,
Because that's
and where I can enjoy myself.
where you can enjoy yourself. I mean, because that's really what a lot of it has been about. Is we've been around lakes and pools and just hanging out. Could we have an outdoor fireplace and
We would.
bonfire area?
I didn't get that far into the
You didn't
dream.
get that far. So really, I think it highlights a lot of our values, what's important to us. And I'm also hearing maybe some freedom to do what you want to do, because in this dream, would you be working? Like, would you still be doing things?
Yeah. I'd be selective.
You'd be selective?
Yes.
What things do you love doing?
I actually really enjoy like the digital media part of my job.
Mm-hmm.
I would sit at home and make website designs. We would still have our podcast.
We would.
So
you still love the digital media?
Yeah.
But maybe...
I don't think I would still be going to school for counseling.
Really?
You know, every once in a while I do question my decisions.
No, this is good. So what does that tell you if you won the lottery and you wouldn't pursue that? What does that mean for you?
It's not a high priority or point of interest in my life. Like, I enjoy it, yes. It's not something that I could spend every day doing. And we've had this discussion.
Right.
Like, I would want more private practice style where I could see 1 or 2 clients a day. Like 3 days a week.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of mental health professionals. I mean, there's a lot who obviously do see 30 plus clients a week, you know, with what we call productivity hours, what have you. Like if you're in community mental health, it used to be 20, 26. I think now a lot of them's up to 32 and so forth, which it's a lot to see that many clients in a day, especially to hold this space for them. I'm glad I don't have to do that. I keep my practice small. So that's what I'm hearing you say. Like, you would do it, but you would want to keep a small practice and still be able to do other things. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because, I mean, I think if I won, I don't think I would change much about what I'm doing. Maybe it's about how much I'm doing, because I love the teaching grad students. I love teaching, doing the trainings out in the field to mental health professionals, educators, and so forth. So I would still want to do that. And I, of course, would still want to see clients. Maybe it's just how much. So then that makes me think that I'm pretty lucky to get to be doing what I love doing. Mm-hmm. I wonder, too, like for me, like the freedom is a little bit it, but I think for me sometimes it's like the dreaming about winning the lottery, the once or twice a year that we play, right, when the jackpot gets big. I think it also brings up a sense of security, like financial security. Like it would just be such a relief to not have to worry about how you're going to pay this bill this month, or, oh my goodness, property taxes are due, or what have you. So for me, it's about some of the financial security and not having to worry.
That sounds like adult problems that I don't have.
You don't have yet.
I don't have yet. I don't have within the next few years, hopefully.
You say few years, I'm like, I mean, what does that mean? But that's all right. You do you.
She's going to kick me out. That's what I just heard.
Well, I think we've tried, like, grad school. You've got another, year and a half, couple of years, get settled.
Well, I foresee after grad school not moving into a house where I have to pay property taxes. It's probably going to be more like an apartment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They have apartments. That sounds great.
You guys hear her voice, right?
I mean, yeah. Well, I just heard you just say a few years, so I was like, huh. And then in a way, that's really good.
A few is like 2 or 3.
Okay. A few sometimes to me means 5 or 6.
Girl.
Okay, glad we got that established.
You know how many days that is? 6 years and days? That's not a short amount of time. That would not constitute a few.
I don't know how a few years times 365 days does not constitute a few. I don't think the mathing for either of us. We just had a different concept of
If you have a few pairs of shoes.
Yeah, I think you have like 5 or 6.
I was thinking like maybe 3 or 4.
Okay. Now that we've defined what a few means to both of us. The other thing I wonder about, like, the whole concept of the lottery, right? Winning. I think, how does it, I think, one, it brings hope, right? The hope, the dreams, thinking about what your life could be like if there was no limit.
And then your hopes and dreams get crushed by not winning.
I don't know about crushed. I don't think we put that much stock in the hoping and dreaming. Like, it's entertaining to have about an hour conversation about, oh, what would we do with the money? I don't know that it changes a lot when we have those conversations.
You know what I want to know?
What do you know?
2 people won the lottery, yes?
I think so.
One in Texas, one in Missouri.
Yeah, that's
what I
recent
heard.
one. I think so.
You go into it with the idea, I'm going to win all this money if I win. And then 2 people win, and all of a sudden you're splitting it.
So you would
What does that feel like? Also, is there like something that says, hey, if 2 tickets get pulled, that's what it is. You don't have a right to all of it.
Yeah, I think it's known that you would have to share the amount, like how many winners there are.
That just, I don't know.
But did you think with as many, like how many, and I don't know this, and I don't know that we need to pull out a calculator, but there's only so many different, like, series of numbers, combinations of numbers that you can get. So I would think there'd have to be duplicates.
Yeah.
So the fact that there were only 2.
That's very true.
And let's face it.
It's just weird.
If your choice was to not win at all or to win, but
I don't know, I think I'd be like, if I was one of the winners and I didn't win all of it, thinking, but when you see that you won, all of a sudden you're thinking, oh, I won this amount of money.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, no, you did not. You won half of that because someone else also got the same thing. What does that feel like? Because I can't imagine it feeling good.
I don't know. That would be interesting. So you're talking about, like, even the winners, maybe even that, like, most of us, we knew the chances of winning were, like, slim to none. So, like, devastated, or I think crushed was the word you used. Like, no, not really. Like, okay, my life's the same as it was yesterday, you know. But you're right. You see those numbers and you think you've won that full amount, but then you're told, nope, you gotta share. People are not always good at sharing.
No, they're not. They didn't learn that in preschool.
No. But, okay, but still, don't you... Okay, we didn't win at all versus
See, the
these other people.
logical side of it is, I won a decent amount regardless.
Right.
But that's not how everyone sees it. That's how we see it. But there are people out there that don't see things the way we see things.
So you're saying they might be like, why did these other people win too? We wanted it all.
I think that's a little too... No. Just no. I think you're giving people too much credit.
I am.
Yeah, I think people would be like, well, this is fucked up. Why were there 2 winners? How is that possible? Da da da. You know?
Oh, I wouldn't think that way. I would be happy for the amount I want.
We would not think that way. But some people
might.
Yes. We are not all the same.
Okay. Well, I'm even thinking of, like, some of the small little, like, local community, you know, when they have raffles or different things. Like, yeah, if there's 2 winners. Okay, because sometimes in life, I think, you know, this goes back to, this is probably taking it off topic, but, you know, like, what is it, the progressive with flow? Mm-hmm. Like, there are winners. I think winners should have sprinkles. Like, sometimes there's only 1 winner.
Yeah.
But in this situation, there were 2.
Yeah. I don't get that analogy, but okay.
I don't know that it was very well thought out.
Okay.
But in this case, both of them got sprinkles. The rest of us got nothing.
Okay, well, they didn't get as many sprinkles as I initially thought they were.
Yeah, but they still got sprinkles.
But they might feel like they got screwed.
Okay.
When I go to Carter's and I get boba in my drink, sometimes they give me more boba than other times. And I feel screwed the times that they don't give me much boba.
Okay. Do
you see that analogy?
And you feel like it's like an extra
and
special
you would
day.
feel the same way.
Right. Like when it's almost like, because I know that it's a good analogy. Like sometimes, like you get something and it's like,
It's like I really paid like $1.75 for that amount. Yeah.
But then sometimes it's like, dang, you hit the jackpot with it. Good day.
I don't frequently get boba, but it's a good analogy in this situation.
They're just like little bursts of happiness in your mouth.
Do you get what I'm saying, though?
I do get what you're saying.
Is it clocking to you?
It clocks. Yes, it's clocking. Words can be hard sometimes. So fair analogy. Most of us understand our drink orders because you had a not so good experience with your drink order this morning. Oh my
gosh. And I understand that it was my fault. Well, it was someone else's fault, but then it ended up being my fault because I wasn't checking my order correctly when ordering.
On the app, right?
On the app. Basically, I went to Target and I got a drink in person, and I always get a venti or a grande iced shaken espresso with oat milk and no classic syrup. I get it every time I go. And basically, when they put it in their system, they don't, and I pay on my app, it doesn't go through it doesn't appear in my previously orders as what I ordered. It just appears as a venti iced shaken espresso, regular, made how it is. And so I just clicked my previous order thinking, it's what I always...
Right, and this is at a different location.
I was ordering on my phone this morning, and I was picking up at a different location, one that I pick up at all the time. And...
Because we know you like your iced coffees.
I do.
Iced lattes.
Yes. This isn't a latte, but...
Iced shaken espresso, yes.
Anyways, I just clicked the most recent one in my previously orders, because I read the title, it was what I normally get. And then I get there and I'm like, that doesn't have oat milk. That has syrup in it. And so I grab my drink and I go up to the little thing and I'm like, I'm waiting. 5 minutes go by. They just keep glancing at me. And like, it's clear that like I had a drink done and I'm like trying to talk to you about it. And they finally, after 5 minutes, they're like, give us a minute. And then they come up and I was like, I messed up when ordering this. They did not care at all. And usually this is a very like friendly, nice, caring location. Mm-hmm. And I do realize that it was my fault.
Right.
Because I should have been paying attention. But usually they would have just remade it and that would have been that. But I had to pay for a new one. And now I have a coffee that I won't drink. And I had to pay for 2 coffees. It was my fault.
Yes.
But usually they are nice. And today they were very much not nice. And they haven't been recently. Fun fact.
It has changed. Mm-hmm. It has changed. Like, I don't know. There's just something about you're paying for the coffee. I get that. But I think a lot of times you're paying for the experience of I don't have to make my coffee. And they just take care of you.
Yeah, no, they were looking at me like I was inconveniencing them. Yeah, it wouldn't have been an issue if they didn't make it seem like I was inconveniencing them.
Well, I'm waiting because I know you had a lot going on today.
Yeah. Anyways, that's off topic. We're talking about hopes and dreams.
Hopes and dreams, but we're also talking about winning the lottery. And sometimes even these simple things, I think, that are happening in our day-to-day life.
If they had just like remade my coffee, I would have felt like I won the lottery.
Right? Like sometimes it's little things like that make you like, oh my gosh. Like, I know I screwed this up. I am totally my bad. Right? Like, and I don't even know sometimes, like, even if I had to pay for it again.
If you were just nice to me.
Yeah, just nice. Like,
friendly. You didn't have to give me dirty looks. You didn't have to leave me there waiting for like almost 10 minutes.
Yeah.
anyways.
And I think that goes back to another thing, like the kindness that people have or not, it can just make such a difference in our day.
Yeah.
And then I think sometimes, like, I think I've had moments where I hope I've been that kindness to other people. And I know I've had moments where I have probably caused somebody else more stress in my day. You know, like the way I handled it, it was totally about what was going on with me in the moment, right? The overwhelmed, the overstressed, and, you know, like, no, I need it this way or whatever, you know? And I think I've gotten much better about that. Like, I try to, like, just breathe. But there are moments.
There are moments.
Yeah. Because time and money are important to people. Like, I think right now those are, you know, like values, of course, with, you know, with family and loved ones and friends and other types of values of education or learning, you know, health, wellness. Like, we all have things that are very important to us. But when it comes down to people's day-to-day things, I think this issue of time and money, which I think is what the jackpot represents, I think it's those two things that allow us to live our values, right? If I have enough time, I get to spend it with my family and friends. You know, if I have enough money, then I get to go, you know, plan a vacation, or we get to do, you know, order dinner in or something like that.
People frequently say money doesn't buy happiness. It can buy you a lot, and that can make you pretty happy. I won't lie.
There's
I would be happy if I was sitting on a beach right now.
Oh, that's
but money.
But money and time. To find both of those at the same time, that's the hard part. Just even as we're trying to, like, can we book a vacation? Well, now that we're looking at the number of days that we have and to try to do that, and of course it's during a peak season, that it's like, seriously, is this what we have to work with? But there is a study, right, that talks about and this is not in current inflation times, that talks about there's a certain amount of money that if a person has up to that, then yes, money can help increase their satisfaction with life, quality of life types of things. But any amount after that, and the amount, and again, this is several years old, it was $75,000.
They ain't buying a shit nowadays.
Not nowadays. So let's say that was like, I don't know what that would be in today's terms. So we might have to check on that study if that's been updated at all in today's terms. But, you know, even if it was like 125, 150,000, I'm certain it's also depending on where you are geographically with cost of living and stuff. But they say
75,000 is barely a down payment now.
Well, in this area, 75,000 is going to get you a good down payment.
Yeah, but in most areas.
In most areas, it may not be. You know, but I think that speaks to it, there's only so much that's going to really change the quality of your life. That, yes, there's a certain, like, if you don't have that amount, then the daily stressors, trying to make ends meet and stuff, I think that does that. But if once you've achieved that, then it doesn't significantly change your quality of life.
Okay.
I know you're thinking,
I don't know.
You think it could?
I think it depends on what you do with it.
Well, we've already heard your dream.
I think that would significantly improve my life, and that would take a lot more than 75,000.
But that's also making an assumption that you're paying bills, you're going to work every day.
Right. Still. Because, like, family time increases your quality of life. I'm pretty sure it also increases your life expectancy.
If you are not, I mean, we know stress impacts your health and wellness.
A backyard oasis, that less stress, more sun time, which is important to me because I get cranky without the sun. More family time. I think all of those increase value of life.
Are you sure you don't get cranky with more family time?
Oh, I very much do. But if it involves the sun, usually I can handle
And
it.
water, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I had a thought with that. Went right out my head.
So there's the hopes and dreams of winning the lottery, but what about the hopes and dreams of life?
Right.
Like when people envision their lives at a young age, they have these hopes and dreams.
And what happens when when they're working towards it?
Half the time, most of the time, life just doesn't go the way that you want it to go.
Yes. I think sometimes what you thought you wanted, maybe as you work towards that, you realize that's not what you want.
But what if you realize that is what you want and you just never achieve it?
Ouch.
Yeah.
I think I would wonder why. Why can't you achieve it? And I'm not asking that sort of, blasé, because, I think of people who want to go into acting, and I know the years of struggle that some people make it and some people may never make it. So I understand that sometimes what your dreams are, and sometimes even beyond career, what do you want your family to be like? As there's many women out there and maybe other men too who have struggled with being able to have a family, becoming parents. I know that for me was one of my biggest struggles, like the achievement in other areas felt pretty attainable for me. Like, even what I thought I wanted to be when I grow up. And then as I was moving towards it, it's like, oh no, that is not what I want to do. And, but becoming a parent was really hard. And I don't know what that would have been like for us if that, even after several years of trying, if it had not worked out for us, what that would have looked like. Like, that would be hard. I think that's why sometimes those big birthdays, right? Those big milestone birthdays of hitting 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. I think those are when people approach those, I think when they're like, oh, it's not a big deal, it's fine. Versus like, I can't believe I'm going to be this age. And I think a lot of it has to do with where they feel they're at in life. Like, yeah, I'm good. I'm where I'm at versus I'm going to be this age and I haven't done these things that I wanted in life. I don't know how that feels for you.
I don't know. 20 felt like another day.
Another day. Because you were doing what you... And I don't know that
I was
20,
ahead in life, but...
You what?
I was ahead in life.
Meaning because you had finished school earlier, you were crushing out double majors and stuff.
I was in grad school.
At 20. That's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah. Yikes. Yeah.
That just
How
made
did we
it,
come up
didn't
with
it?
that? Yes. So this grad school that you're not quite certain that that's a path, but it is for now.
It is for now. Because I enjoy it. And is it, if I had the choice of doing that over some other things, would I choose it? Probably not. Like, if I'm just working to work and not, like, having to worry about money, I would probably choose graphic design stuff over counseling.
But you've also talked that you liked the counseling part, too, because you didn't want to just do graphic design. But maybe now that you're doing it more, you're realizing how much you love it?
Yeah, but also if I was only working because I wanted to, and I got to work when I wanted to and didn't have to work a full-time job, I wouldn't have to split my time. I wouldn't feel the need to.
You wouldn't feel the need to.
Yes.
Because you've talked about not wanting to do just one thing, that you
Yes.
like the different projects.
Yes.
Because you've always talked about sort of your dream job, which is, I don't know if I can share it. I mean, you've like working for missing and exploited children, doing like the graphic design.
No.
The age progressions.
Yes. Anyways, I thought you were talking about me wanting to be a country club wife. I was like, where is this going? A country club wife. About your real one.
No.
An actor. A model. There's a lot of dreams out there
that you've had.
Yes.
I guess the ones I've heard you speak of more.
The ones that I say are more realistic.
And then, the jobs that you were applying for and so forth. And did you ever hear back from them? Nothing? Just not even a response?
Okay. To be honest, I think part of the job description was like web design, and I did not meet the criteria of web design.
Fair.
I do now. I probably don't. I probably don't do it correctly, but I have developed like 2 or 3 websites.
So look at you. I think that a lot of those jobs you were looking for, and that's what you were saying with graphic design, and they required a lot of experience.
Yes. Like an entry-level position needed 3 to 5 years of experience. How do I get the experience if I can't get the jobs?
Do what you're doing now. Work with little businesses that need your expertise.
I'll try.
You try. Do a good job.
Anyways,
so I think we talked about the hopes and dreams and how time and money lets us live or not how we sort of want to. And I think, when you think about hopes and dreams, there's also sort of the disappointments that come with the grind, almost like the grind of not being there yet where you want to be in your mind. Like how long, like what would you have to do in life? Because the chances of winning the lottery
are slim
to none. So what would you have to do in life to have your 200-acre oasis?
That's a fantastic question.
Because I would
marry rich.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you. And on the path I'm going down, it's probably not going to get me there.
It's probably not. And so I wonder then, how do most of us, and not to say that most of us are going to end up in despair because we can't have this 200-acre.
It sounds nice. It's a dream. It's unrealistic, and I know that.
Right. Because it's okay to dream.
Because to be honest, if I had the money, I probably wouldn't do it. I don't have the time or patience for that. It's a good idea. It sounds nice.
So this goes back to then, you want the freedom. You want the ability to have it.
I want the freedom in almost every episode. Grow your vocab just a little bit.
Well, what would you say it is?
I don't know. I think you're just reading too much into it.
Maybe it's what I do.
It is what you do, and I know that. Please stop doing it on me.
So, but this goes back to, like, even if you had this dream, when it came down to it, if you had the means, that's not what you would really do.
Maybe it's what I would do. I don't know. I don't got the means.
And I wonder how many of us do make choices, like we work towards something thinking that that's what we want, but when we get there we're like, maybe that's not as important anymore.
Probably. I zoned out just a little bit.
You what?
I zoned out just a little bit.
You zoned out.
Yes.
I was hearing a little, I heard mumbling, so I'm certain it was my ears.
I think it was.
It was. So this makes me wonder, like, if we were looking at more like everyday types of situations that people might be pinning all their hopes on, the kid who's trying out for the cheerleading squad, or the basketball team or something. And you get those kids who are really hoping and waiting for it to come out, and some will make it and some will be cut. Like, what would we tell some of the kids?
Better luck next year.
Better luck next year. That's what you would say. This little kid is crying.
Life sucks. Not everything goes your way. This is not what I tell them. This is what I would be thinking. Because
this is what you think when you're not in front of them. It. But when they're in front of you with the tears. This is the reality of
life.
That sort of goes back, like, not everybody's going to make it.
Right.
With what they want. And so I think some of it is sitting with that disappointment, that turns to anger, But then I think what happens, at least what I see, is then this cycle of thinking of what's wrong with me, why am I not good enough, and so they start having those thoughts. And I think what they do with those thoughts is going to be what's important. Because going back to your sort of blasé, like, better luck next year, what would you be telling them between now and next year?
Just keep working at it. You'll get there, or you won't, but...
Well, thinking about, like, what's important to you. If this is something that you want to do, what is it that you have to do? And then sometimes, and this happens, I don't know if this is, sort of small towns, and we're in a bigger, right, town, surrounded by a lot of really small towns of like 2,000 when they have their own schools and so forth. And sometimes I hear things like, it's just because of who I am or who my parents are. And so sometimes I think that's a big part of whether that's real or how they feel in that situation. How do you even overcome that, right? Like, I'm not going to make it because of who I am, or I'm not going to make, my dreams can't come true because of who my family is. That's some tough stuff.
Yeah, I got no response to that because I don't know.
You don't know.
See, in a town like this, you make it because of who your parents are.
And you didn't have those parents.
I didn't have those parents.
Because we're not from this area. I think that's another big thing. Like, in these small towns, there's generations and generations of family that have just known each other and grown up. And there's some real awesomeness in that too, right? There's that sense of community, which is really important. And now that we're in maybe a more, people come and go a little bit in and out of communities, sometimes being on the outside, how do you do that? Or you just came from a family that this is what you were known for, and it's hard to break out of that. So sometimes that brings up some things can be made easier or harder because of where you come from.
Yeah.
We started with this whole, like, winning the lottery, but we didn't, but we dreamed, to dealing with, like, these day-to-day, and those are things that happen in school. But I think that this is a big thing in getting jobs. Sometimes it's not what your qualifications are. We see sometimes
who you know.
It's who you know.
You got to know someone to just get the interview.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of people say that in this area.
Mm-hmm.
And so this makes me wonder, is it possible that sometimes we have these thoughts because that's a healthy way to cope with disappointment? Like, oh, people aren't calling me back, people aren't doing this, and that helps us keep going. And maybe also it makes us not take an honest look at ourselves, like, what do I need to be doing differently to try to secure things?
That's an interesting thought that I had not thought about. I don't know. I haven't done interviews in this area. I haven't done interviews. I never got calls back. So
you did go to one, didn't you? And they were going to bring you back in.
yes. Okay. So like my junior year of high school, I applied to work at Starbucks because I knew someone there. That's how I knew someone there. Mm-hmm. That's how I got the interview. Right. And then I did my interview. They had like written in their schedule to call me back, and then they never did. So.
And come to find out, that person left.
Yes.
So, and I do understand they do callbacks a lot of times because of attendance issues. I know.
Regardless, I needed to know someone to get the interview, and then
even then, when it looked like it was promising, and
absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
That wasn't a reflection on me. That was a reflection on them.
I think that was sort of the start of where we were like, okay, you all need to be doing something productive. You like doing something, and then that's where, didn't we start doing some renovations?
Yeah.
Because you got to be doing something. So then we sort of evolved our family business. It's like, well, let's get a house. Y'all can be working on that while you're trying to secure other jobs. Mm-hmm. Which you enjoy doing.
I do enjoy. I want to work on your laundry room, but I got too much homework.
And your job.
And my job.
And so think about this. Mm-hmm. What that would be like if you... Because a lot of... And I think this goes back to what we were talking about, the daily stressors and having enough time to do all this stuff. You're talking about having enough time to do this home renovation project, which it's not minor, but it's not that big either. Yeah. And you're single, no children, you're working, doing some grad school, but you don't have time to do some of this.
I don't have the time.
And all these other families out there are trying to make all this stuff happen. That's got to be exhausting and stressful.
Okay, I do have like a big job.
You do.
And grad school is big.
It is a lot. It's not. I'm not minimizing what you're doing.
And I do have children. They are my dogs, and they take up a lot of time.
They do. I was not trying to minimize what you're doing. I see it, and you do a lot.
It felt minimizing.
It felt minimizing.
Yes.
I'm acknowledging it takes a lot, and I see a lot of individuals doing this while also having children, having the job like you have, doing the grad school. It's a lot. And throwing on a home renovation, and then we wonder why we're sometimes cranky or short with other people, or how we're dissatisfied with things. And I think that's the beauty of what dreaming does for us. It allows us these moments of, this is what my life could be if I had a solution to my current issue. I wonder, too, if sometimes the process of accomplishing our dreams, making them happen, is a big part of our enjoyment when we get there.
My mind went blank. Oh my gosh. I had something to say. The process of how we...
sometimes, the working hard and making it happen, sometimes that's why we enjoy when we finally...
And then you get there and it's like, what's next? Is that what you're trying to get at?
No, I mean, there could be that, but it's more like when you work really hard for something.
And then it's not all that it was made up to be.
Or it is. And you enjoy it that much more. Sometimes people work really hard for something. They've been saving, they're working on a project. I remember how hard you worked on your senior capstone for graphic design. That was a lot that you were having to do and pump out. And when you finally, got there and pulled it all together, And so just even projects like this, when you work hard and you see it come together, like sometimes isn't it the work and all the steps that you took towards getting there that you're learning, growing, and when you get there, it's like, yeah, you finally did it.
Yeah. But it could also be, what's next? Where am I going with this? Like, you just did all of that work that you enjoyed, and now it's done, and you're looking at it, and it's like, this is great. What's next?
And I wonder if that brings up that maybe we're never
fully satisfied.
Yeah, or content. Like, we can't just sit and be still in that moment and be okay with where we're at or what we have in that moment, that we always have to be working or doing more.
And even looking at it, are you satisfied? Like, you did all of this work, and then it's sort of like, do you even acknowledge that it makes you happy,
Right. So maybe it's not what actually happens, but it's what we're doing in that process. Because earlier I had this thought too of, even if we had achieved the 200-acre oasis type of thing, a lot of times people need a purpose, right? Because we see this with retirement. Sometimes people, I think you were talking about just living longer, that not having stress helps you live longer and quality of life. But we've also found that having a sense of purpose also keeps people going. And so that made me think of that too.
I think a sense of purpose is ultimately what makes people happy.
And I think it goes back to sort of that process. Like, it's the things we do on a day-to-day basis, the what gives our life meaning and purpose, but then also, are we making enough, in our career goals or jobs, what have you, to also be able to live our values? It's almost like this very intricate, interactive type of thing that leads to our overall sort of satisfaction just with life.
Mm-hmm.
I know, you're like, we went somewhere that this totally sort of didn't feel as funsies. Maybe the topics got a little heavy.
No, I think the topics were fine. We started off with winning the lottery. Now we're talking about the purpose of life. It's a little bit of a shift there, but it works.
Is it sort of like the whole, like, maybe the tone of ours was like, we're excited, lottery, it sort of sucked that we didn't win, but like we were still in that dreaming, and then it's like, back to life, back to reality. You put a microphone in front of me, I'm gonna sing sometimes.
You gotta, no, it's not allowed.
Okay, I know that I don't sing well, but I want to sing with a microphone. Don't you think life sometimes should just be a musical?
No, I do not like musicals.
All the time.
No, I skip the musical episodes in every TV show.
Really?
I cannot stand them.
So when I buy tickets, I don't need to bring you.
You're bringing me, obviously, but
you don't enjoy them. Sometimes we just gotta cut things out.
Quality time. I enjoy quality time.
And that's, I think, sort of where we're going to end for today.
Yeah, I'm taking the microphone away from you. You're done.
No! I bet they want to hear me sing more songs.
You're done.
They do.
Nope.
All right.
It's been real.
It's been real.
Keep playing the lottery so I can win big.